you live.
All right. Assalamu alaikum. Say it one more time. Assalamu alaikum. You know, PopKeys got 14 billion brain cells, and they move at 24 billion miles per second. So when I come on, I be moving fast. Y'all had to catch up with me. You start to tune in. I'm going to go with the prayer tonight. In the most holy name of Almighty God Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come to restore we, who were lost from our own kingdom of Islam, and destroy those who have destroyed us. Thou thy God, O Allah, we are thy people. Deliver us from our murders, and we serve and obey thee all the days of our lives. And we teach our children to submit to thee, to that equal love and mercy for thou. And thanks to you, Allah, for making manifest to us our enemy, the devil. And help us, O Allah, to live the life and die the death of a Muslim. I bear witness no God but thee. I bear witness most honorable, humble Elijah Muhammad is your last and greatest apostle. I pray Allah you move the heart of the devil from thee, as well as the black nations. Thank you, Allah, for this day, for this gift of life. Thank you for the life-giving teacher, the most honorable, humble Elijah Muhammad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. You know, the subject tonight, I want to teach on the fathers. That's why you brothers, everyone really should come in on this, because the big key to it all is the father. Elijah Muhammad says 75% of the teaching is for the woman. But the question you got to ask, who's supposed to give these teachings? The mother is the first teacher. Well, what's the head? Who's the head of the household? You got God, man, and woman. So this is something I'm going to, with the help and grace of Allah, going to strive to tackle tonight. I think it's so important, because we get the one on the bottom and bring him back to the top, where he becomes the head and puts down the law, fulfills the law. Because, you know, as fathers, well, let me put it this way. You know, I hear the talk when they say it was the breakup of the family, when the Caucasian ran the father out the home in the 60s and the 70s. But it happened even before then, back in slavery. But in slavery, we still had a father presence, a mindset, even in slavery. From fathers to the grandfathers, you had that structure. And what you got to realize, even what women had to realize, Allah created woman to reproduce himself and be a helpmate to who? And when you really break it down, even women will sit down and think about it, they really don't become women until they get a man. So you can learn the essence of a man, the essence of a relationship, and what it is to love. Some women like to take care of their man, they like to give. But the greatest gift that a woman can give a man, you know when she loves you, because she want to reproduce you. She want to give you children That's when you know that woman really love you. And they come out looking just like you. So as a father, it's so important today because you have a lot of young men going into fatherhood don't even have a clue what that's really all about. They tell you to be providers, protectors, and maintainers. Well, what are you providing? Just the material? It's deeper than that. When you have a family, your woman looks to you. And you're that connection to God Himself. If you're on the upright, a lot of times you find a woman when she's alone, she'll go more into God or go more into Jesus. That's a sustainer. A lot of times you have women, you see them with the dogs, but they don't have a man. But before I go into that subject, I just want to give you a little bit of this tonight. So if you're out there, y'all need to come on in before I go into the subject. It says, Black people in America believe in Moses, Jesus. They don't know too much about Prophet Muhammad. They believe in all the prophets spoken of in the Bible. But has this belief corrected their stress, is the question, and the horrible burden that Black people carry? Why not? Because belief counts for nothing except it leads you to that which is greater than belief. Mere belief counts for nothing except into practice. We have a lot of believers. We believe in this, we believe in that. But as it says, it counts for nothing unless you put it into practice. It goes for all of us. Everything that God creates, you must remember, has boundaries. It's when you get outside of nature's boundaries that you run into difficulties. This is the problem that we have in Black America right now. On the planet, period, under the government of America. It says, even though we are in the midst of the enemy born and nursed by the devil himself, the devil's work is the science of trigonometry. But as a father's desires must always be what? Good. Now we're going into the subject, people. I want you to listen. A father's love is law, divine law. When we raise and talk to be upright, as a young man, there you will have a family, you should listen closely. This is the problem that we have in Black America, with our young people running around as savages, our men and our young women, broken homes, because there's no father presence in our community. I mean, on a spiritual level, on a cultural level. It says, father sets boundaries for his family. or according to the nature of creation itself. That's why a lot of times you don't understand the love of a father because it's different from the mother. That's why you find children cling more, in a lot of ways, to the mother than the father, because our love is different. We had to carry the law. It says, a father must know that if you stay within the limits of divine law, you will have a favorable and satisfactory outcome. That's why fathers be on their children. It says, what is the final outcome? What is the final outcome if you carry this task out? That's to become God. Father, he knows success comes from what? Obedience. And if a father's obedience to God, you're going to produce gods. Fathers know he literally must fix the minds of his family towards being upright and the nature in which he has been created. That's why the knowledge of self is so important, young men, and the men out there today. You got to know that which you have been created in order to become the heads over your family, over our culture, over our nation. He said, fathers must become the standard bearer for what is right. That's why fathers have to be upright. You can't be criminals. You can't be drug dealers. You can't be fornicating, committing adultery, and all these things. We have to learn to be upright, black man, black woman. And just to give you a little story, we from that tribe of Shabazz. Whether you agree with it or not, just listen. 50,000 years ago, we rebelled. Mr. Shabazz said he wanted to take his people, his family, into the wilderness of Africa, and the circle of the gods disagreed with him. And he said, I'm going to do it anyway. And the gods said, well, instead of them trying to kill him, they said, well, let him go. Because they knew what was getting ready to come down or come about. So he took us into the wilderness of Africa. He changed the way we look. He changed our hair. He made it kinky to deal with the sun. He made us closer to nature. And he made us much stronger than anyone else. And really, when you think about it, that's the only way we've been able to survive this 400-something years of mistreatment and slavery in America. But also, you must understand this. 16,000 years ago, before the arrival of the Caucasian, the Indian was marched across the Bering Strait into the wilderness of so-called North America, as we call it today. They were 10,000. They were here 10,000 years before the Caucasian arrived. They rebelled. Think about this. Now, the Caucasian has been here 6,000 years. He rebelled against God himself. So when you think about it, we got 3 rebellious groups of people sitting in the belly of the beast here in wilderness of North America. And one was sent to save us. All that we knew, knowledge itself was extracted from us. And we went down on all 4 like the man in the caves. Now we sit here now fighting amongst ourselves. Families are being destroyed, children, rebellion against the mothers and the fathers. The black man is on the bottom. You can just barely see his eyes and all the mud and ignorance and poverty that we live in and exist in today. We say we want fathers, but where is the father? Black man, the most powerful being in our universe is you, sir. We got to get back to our natural state of being. And I told you about the tribe of Sabah because what you see today amongst our people, they rebellion against God himself. Some don't know they don't know. That's why we doing the things that we do today. Because we've been taught by someone that made us other than ourselves. A lot of them don't know what it is to be fathers. I mean, righteous fathers. Some of us go to the streets when we're young. We go out hunting, doing wrong. Some of us up in prison, in the graveyard, we commit murders and crimes. Sometimes you get a chance when God sets you down in the jailhouses of America and give you stillness, and you can see the error of your ways. A lot of times, a lot of brothers come home and want to change. You know, did 5, 10 years, your children done growed up, get captured by the streets themselves, and you come home and want to change. You want to come back and reach your children and do things better. Sometimes they resent you, they rebel against you. You understand what I'm saying? So we've been into all these things that we have had to experience. And sometimes when we want to change, it's the most difficult time when you come back home, trying to change. You meet all these challenges, how to take care of your family, how to employ yourself. You deal with all these things. Sometimes the past don't want to let you go. Black people. Well, so I want you to listen a little bit tonight. It says, right is the nature of your creation. Father, no right is set in the universe by the God of righteousness. We are confused as to what is right as a people today. The question sometimes comes in the family to the father. Is this right? When the father tried to tell you the way to go, and they question you, why is this right? Well, why can't I do this? Or why can't I do that? Becomes the question. The key is to stop arguing with self. Like I say, we were made closer to nature more than anyone. It says stop arguing with your conscience. Listen, black people. Stop arguing with your nature. Because your nature already will tell you what is right. Listen. And when right is spoken to you, it is in such agreement with your nature, even if it condemns something that we are presently are doing. This happens to us all the time. And then we'll go into denial until it comes back around, hit you dead in the face. A father decide must always be good fathers. In the belly of the beast, I know it's very difficult. Even though we are in the midst of the enemy, born and nursed by the devil himself, a father must know that the enemy has made us into himself. And he made evil fair seeming to his family, and that his children and wife may think that it is right. They make us think that evil is right when the father is the corrector in the household. Sometimes he despised and not liked. But the only problem fathers sometimes have is that they don't have the wisdom to carry out the law. Sometimes you become mean because you don't know the science of teaching. Or you might become too harsh. Or you might just become frustrated and become an abuser. But listen, if you say you God, you must know these things. Think it is good because it's the things being practiced. They think it's good because it's the things that everybody practicing around them. People next door, down the street, in the school. The fathers must strive to be upright, brothers. And as a man, that's why when you mess up, you have a tendency to want to infect what? The head of the wife. Listen. The woman wants to go one way, and she be in your ear. And then you go out there and mess up. Then you try to turn the woman's mind around with your ability to reason, to listen to you and your foolishness. And sometimes it works. A lot of times it don't. You have a tendency to want to infect the head of the wife and your children with your maladies. And sometimes, sisters, when you are ill affected, you can't wait until the father comes home. So you can talk not sweet nothings in his ear, but keep the madness going. That's why the woman be all down your mind, all in your ear, black man. Look, in order for us to do better, we have to know better. That's why I'm giving you this tonight. In order for us to do better, we must know better, period. A good father teaches you to love your brother as you love yourself. This is not being taught in the home. He teaches you to love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. A father knows his family will be tested by our old habits. Father must be wise. He knows this requires fighting against habits that are not necessarily easy to break, but can be broken. This is what a wise father must be in the home. These are the things that's going to challenge you as a father. You become a provider. You must not succumb to temptation or your lower desires. Or when you hit a wall, always keep your head up. Brothers, always keep your desire and your pride. Walk with your head up, black man. But one day we're going to be free. Well, you're the key to it all, black man. If we can get up, we can change the world. If we can lift up and put our heads up to the sky, change our morals and values, and our way of living in this world that's specifically designed to keep us thinking on a lower level. If we can overcome these things and quit using money as an excuse, quit using things that we don't have as an excuse, learn how to work hard, learn how to face your obstacles and overcome them, learn how to overcome the things that tempt you to do wrong, challenge your families to do good, stay on the square, think on the straight path, believe in the true and living God, teach obedience to the Most High. Don't let your sons become lazy. A lot of sons that get away from the father, especially if they're not with the father and mother, separated, and they get older, you see the sons tend to want to go to the mother's house because they know father will not allow them to be lazy, sit around, be selfish, not the one to take on chores, not the one to go out and seek employment and do something for themselves, or to be nasty and unclean or disrespectful. They'll run the mother, though. But they sit around on the phone all day and watch TV, stay out in the bathroom trying to make some waves, instead of staying employed. They want to just be like a son, so mom can take care of them, and she mum under her breath what the son is not doing, or a daughter's not doing, a daughter not listening to the mother. And you wonder why, because there's no presence of fatherhood in the home, brothers and sisters. That's why the black man, you're so needed in our community. That's why you brothers got to go back now and get your children, brothers, and set that example for them. That's the sacrifice that we had to make. We had to quit being selfish. That's the sacrifice we had to make, people. That's love. That's love of a father. Even though it's hard, brothers, even though we tend to seem like we on an island by ourselves sometimes, so shall it be. Because in your mind, you here, but up here you serving God, the Most High. Because you pushing the tenets and the laws that must be pushed. And let me give you the laws of our success. These are things we had to do. These are the restrictive laws. It says, worship no God but Allah, the one the messenger represents to us. 2, it is forbidden to commit fornication or adultery. 3, it is forbidden to commit indecent acts or another sodomy. It is forbidden to eat the pig or its byproducts. No stealing. These are all the laws we breaking too. No gambling of any kind. Numbers, dice, cards, games with chance. No smoking of any kind, reefer, cigarettes, cigars, and a pipe. Look how far we down the ladder. No drinking of wine, whiskey, beer, ale, alcohol, or other intoxicants. Y'all got plenty on the shelf. You got plenty in the refrigerator. No dope, no heroin, cocaine, or any other. Do not associate with those in bad standings or out of the mosque. Don't apply to you if you're not in the mosque. It says, kill no one whom Allah has not ordered to be killed. We killing left and right because you don't have no belief in gods. Most of you use Jesus' name, but you're really atheists. You don't give a damn about God when you see your brother or your sister and you gun them down. I think that's why Allah been kind to me, because I ain't never just killed nobody, just to be out here killing. I have spared many, many lives because I thought about God. I thought about that mother that I would put in mourning. Many, many lives. In my mind, I could have justified it, but I always put God first in all those situations. But in our community and in Black Nation today, we running wild. Why? Because the head is not in order in our community, in our homes. The example that we following is those that's in front of us, that's controlling everything, and got us deciding things, not wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, in order to elevate ourselves so we can be free as a people, where we can get back to our own nature. Instead of looking at something shiny, instead of disrespecting ourselves, instead of lusting after another man, a woman, a brother going into women as well, homosexual activity, then we want to pray and want to ask the question, why we in this condition? Well, I'm telling you, you're breaking all these laws. Why you see the destruction in America now? I told you about the earthquakes last week that's going to be coming. They had tsunami warnings all up and down the California coast and Hawaii. You had 8.8 earthquake. They're looking for tsunamis right in that ring of fire, they say, where the platonic plates that shift, one of the largest that they had in a long time, 8.8, is very powerful on the east coast of Russia. There's more coming, Black people. But I know you all don't want to listen. But you will. Listen. Do not commit acts of violence on ourselves or others. What we doing? Turn on the news. Look in your phone. There has been an uptick of violence. And it's going up and up and up. Something sick in America. Man, you got mass shootings all over the country now. Every single day, as someone committing mass shootings in America, and worse and worse. You have to really be careful. You can't take nothing for granted when you go to these stores or you just go anywhere. People are losing their minds. People being found shot, men and women. They just go to the park, sitting in their cars. They coming up dead. You understand the madness that's going on in this country? In the belly of the beast? And you all run around trying to figure out how to get to the youngins because you see it's out of control now because it's knocking on your door. But I can guarantee you, 90% of them youngins don't have a presence of a father at all. There's no presence of a brotherhood in the black nation at all. There's no governing body in our nation of men that's putting down the law. And what I mean by that is living by the law. So when they speak, they speaking in power. Where is it at? That's why we're suffering. Do not deal with the hypocrites or show sympathy towards them. Insubordination is forbidden. We insubordination all up and down in our homes. Y'all rebellion. I'm reading the news clips. You got sons killing their fathers. You got sons killing their grandfathers. It's over things. It might be over a bottle of soda or some damn stuff. Look at the sickness that we got going on. You got children putting their little babies, brothers and sisters in ovens and turning them on because they were jealous and because they ain't getting all the attention no more. What the hell is going on? Children playing with guns, shooting one another. 5, 6, 7 years old. In Black America, I ain't worried about the white folks. Look, slack talking and gossip is forbidden. This is all we do. You're on the phone day and night, slack talking, gossiping. It's the order of the day. No high-level conversation at all. Tell me I'm wrong. Listen. Do not feel rub or pat on sisters. And it amazes me sometimes a sister be damn near buck naked and they walking past a group of men and you got a brother might slap them on their butt. Well, I'm wondering why the hell y'all getting mad though? Which I know that ain't right. That's not what I'm saying. It look like you're inviting the men to do that. But again, when you reach a certain age, you go out into the streets. But if you had a real father in the home, at the time you were being raised, maybe you wouldn't have that problem. Maybe you wouldn't dress like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the problem we got. There's no love of the father in the homes. Now, I know there's some fathers that are in the home, but that's not the one I'm talking about. You understand? Well, there's no father to put down that divine law that we need so dearly now. You understand? That we can draw from as a black nation. Because they put the black man in the gutter and he done got comfortable being down there trying to make a way in the gutter. Where you turn stone cold-blooded killers. When you hate those that's trying to be upright, you become jealous and envy those trying to do right. I see where they got little brothers that they say selling out all the time now. You understand? Talking about this brother, that entertainer. But those entertainers becoming irrelevant. They don't even count no more at all, brothers and sisters. You should look for them to give you guidance and light. We need to bring that light back into the home now. This is the only way we're going to win. We got to find a way to get along. But the most important element to me in our society today, the father must return to the home. He got to be present. That's the missing key. I don't hear none of that talk. When y'all say y'all don't need no man, well, you need a damn father. Some of you need to get the hell out the way and let men be fathers. Fathers, you need to take charge. I know it's difficult because all they got to do is pick up the telephone and call 911 on you. But with those that's developing families, these are the keys that you're going to have to use, brother. Because men don't love the same way women love. You understand? We have a different understanding on what love is really all about for us. You understand? We have to be wise. You know, sometimes you can do things when your children come to you and you won't react the same way a mother will. I guess I heard Jabril talk about this one time and say he was playing and he cut his damn foot. I remember that. And he was just a shorty though, and he come running to me. You know, and I looked at it, pretty bad cut, but it wasn't where you're going to lose your foot. But I know he looking at me, he just waiting to see what I'm going to do, if he going to turn it up or turn it down. You did? But knowing as a father, I couldn't get excited about it. I had to stay cool, calm, and collected. Oh, boy, you be all right. You want to let your mama fix it up. You understand what I'm saying? So I didn't give him that fear. Well, his adrenaline would pop and he'd just get more excited, might start crying, make the situation worse than it is. That's the way father look at situations. We do an assessment. The mother might got a little bit more excited and stuff, but she kicked him, took him on in there, healed his butt up, went on down the road. Sometimes a father can put life back into a child or to his child. You understand? Just by showing concern. Or just by making a comment. Or just by giving a child, doing an assessment and give him more attention. Sometimes he hit the mark, sometimes he missed the mark. You understand? Based on different levels. And these things you have to learn. A lot of these things you have to learn on your own because my days coming up, when nobody sitting on social media giving you these keys like you getting today. You understand what I'm saying? At all. Sometimes a child just needs a little more attention. Sometimes the children get a little older. They just need you to come to them and tell them what's good, what's right, what's wrong. Understand? Sometimes you have to give them that tough love. You understand? But you see a lot of brothers and sisters say, now I understand what my father was trying to tell me. Now I'm doing the exact same thing that he was doing to my children, to my family. You understand what I'm saying? Fathers can bring life back into a family. You understand? Same way with the wife. You can break a woman or you can make her. Say it again. You can break a woman or you can make her. It's very important to know how to handle a woman. And we mess up most of the time because once we get her love, we just get stupid as hell. Well, I got it now. Understand? We don't know what to do with the love of a woman. We begin to take it for granted. And we get down with it. But if you can get the heart of a woman, the key is to keep it. Don't take it for granted. You can make it grow, brother. Like a flower, you can make it bloom. Tell you what PopKeys knows. You ain't worried about it that much. A woman really love you, man. You got something. You really got something, man. Straight up. And a woman is hard to change on you, especially when she love you. That's why I used to have my most difficult time with women, though, because, you know, I ain't bragging, I'm just facting, because most women I used to deal with fall in love with me and stuff. Then they tend to change. You know, you like when they just smooth, easy going, but they tend to want more attention, they want more of your time, they're more sensitive, they might become a little bit more clingy. I don't know, women just come a little different, they're just different when they become to love you. You got to be wise enough to know when that change comes. It ain't because they are changing on you. They're just becoming. They're becoming more a part of your essence, and you understand what the change is. You understand? And we always striving and looking for something different. In most cases, what you got, what you need, and the best woman is the ones that come to you, brother. All my best women are the ones that came to me. Tell you the truth about it. You dig? You can spot a woman, you can know her, you can see her. But when she come to you, shit, you know that's yours. But there's men, we just been taught backwards, man. All we thinking about, most men thinking about is sex and how they can dominate and get a woman to do a bunch of it. When she loves you, she'll do damn near anything for you. You have her doing the opposite, though. You have her going into the darkness. And you start to break her down. Start taking yourself off the pedestal. Well, she put you up there damn near with God. Then you start knocking yourself down by doing all that old dumb stuff, being little boys. But we got to be men today. We're in a very, very difficult and dangerous times. This is the time for the God and the black man to come up out of him. There's no more excuses. Like I say, you all getting very, very important knowledge. You can just pick up a device and get it. Supreme wisdom and knowledge. And if you didn't have some type of sample in front of you in the days that coming, you didn't know what you didn't know. You understand what I'm saying? But now you can turn on and get a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge about manhood, about fatherhood. But we got to learn to take on the responsibility of being upright fathers. Understand? We can't just become criminal-minded and expect our children to be upright. We got to stand for the truth. We got to stand for freedom now. We know what the problem is. We know we're in the belly of the beast. Now we got to remove ourselves from the belly of the beast. He must be destroyed. First, you got to destroy them in your mind, kill them in your homes, knowing that once your children go outside the home, they're going to run into all that negative influence. You understand? You have to learn how to counter that as best you can. But the main thing is you have given the foundation. And I heard some of my children say that, they got trained in the way of the FOI. A lot of times they didn't understand it. Even my daughter's been trained in the way of the MGT. But as they started to go through life, they had something to draw from. You understand? They had something they could reach back on and pull themselves up or catch on before they wouldn't slip because they've been taught the right way. Some of our children are never taught the right way. They just know one way. You understand? They just fall into the abyss and become monsters. They don't become good mothers. And I've seen some brothers have been cold-blooded stone killers or stoned straight to the streets or didn't have a father or a mother. Then they meet a young lady, and this lady is good to them. She treats them right. You stick with them thick and thin, and they find out they're pregnant. And the brother becomes so happy that he wants to start to change. He wants to get up out the streets, want to come up out the gutter, because he's thinking, I ain't had no mother or father. The risk that I'm taking can take me away from my child that ain't even born. So how can I change? So I can be the father that I never had. Because I know I got a good woman. She done stuck with me to all the damn dumb stuff I've been doing. All the evil I've been doing. She been the only thing that's been there that I can hold on to that was good for me. Now she bringing in my baby. I want to change. Understand? And then, brothers, you know how this go. A lot of times when you want to change, when you want to make that turn the corner, it happened to me many times. You dig? Out of no damn where, here comes something to block you or stop the move. Or you might have had an old ticket. And you're working, got your good little old jobs, get little money coming in, and I'll be damned. Man, I done been on my way to work and got stopped, pulled over, man. I lost my damn job, all that old bullshit. Man, all type of stuff will happen to the black man in America. Knock you right back down. You dig what I'm saying? Bill got to be paid, your woman jaw tight, and every damn thing else. And you trying to put the streets down. Because you can go make a couple of dollars, go back out there because you know how to make some move. But you trying to change, man. You understand? I know you brothers know what I'm talking about. Because we done all faced those challenges, man. And that's the test. But you got to pick yourself back up and keep trying. Sometimes you hit the gutter. Don't look like nothing worked for you, man. Damn. Can't get no work. Can't get that. Damn, man. Look like every time you make a move, you're hitting the wall. You understand what I'm saying? Boy, you be saying, damn, man. Can't even take care of the things you need to take care of, bills due, and all type of damn stuff, man. And you trying, ain't nothing working. You dig? Sometimes your woman start doing better than you. She get more opportunity. You still is trying. Those are difficult times for the black man in America. But brother, we got to overcome them. You got to always keep your head up. Never lose your pride. Don't turn to the left in frustration, doing the thing that you know you're not supposed to be doing, getting on drugs, running out is taking chances, doing stick-ups that can cost you your life or your family. A lot of you ain't built for the jailhouses of America. That's a whole nother world in itself. Now your children got to come up without a father. The mother is left on her own. And you got men out there that's predators, they know they gonna slide up under. Some gonna slide up under just to get next to your daughter. Or they mistreat your woman. And she got to take a lot because now, she ain't got no help no more. She don't know what to do a lot of times. Shit, men take advantage of women all the time. You understand? That's why the love of the father is so important, because we do have to make sacrifices. You understand? We do. We have to make sacrifices for the better good now, brothers. If you want your children and your family to have a chance, make the sacrifice. Even though you might not be appreciated, make the sacrifice. You understand? Even sometimes you ain't got nobody to talk to, make the sacrifice. You understand? Even though you might get talked about, make the sacrifice. Even though you might seem like you're on an island by yourself, make the sacrifice. You make that sacrifice for the greater good. You understand? So one thing about it, your soul will be at ease. Because as time goes on, you have to understand that everything passes with time. And if you live long enough, you will come to see that the sacrifice that you made was for the better good, because then you see the flowers in your family, they're starting to blossom and bloom. You understand what I'm saying? And then even if still after all that's said and done, in your mind, you know you did the right thing, and your relationship with the Most High is what counts the most. You dig what I'm saying? Your relationship in the scheme of things with the Most High is good, because you and his relationship is good. Your understanding in your mind, I did the right thing, and God was with me all along. So I'm not going to hold you very long tonight. But those are things that I was inspired to give you tonight. Black men, we're the most important element in the black nation at this point in time. We had to come from the bottom to the top. We had to put our mind in the God mind mode. If you say you God, if you had the power and the force, then you had the power to endure. You understand? You have the ability to overcome any and all obstacles. Because once you drop them seeds into the belly of the woman, there comes a responsibility. And overall, as men, we're the father of all women and children on our planet. So we must set up a righteous environment for everyone. How you do that? By your deeds and your actions. You understand? That's our responsibility as the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, cream of the planet Earth, the gods of the universe. Once we understand this, we'll be all right. Brothers that got your head down, get your head up, black man. Get your hands out your pocket. Clean yourself up, man. Like the Honorable Muhammad say, if you ain't got but one damn pair of pants, wash them and keep them clean. Make fun of no one. Be kind. Be strong. Be dangerous. If you make a little money and get up, reach back and pull someone else up. Understand? Stand them up, dust them off. You understand? You give them the keys to life. Stop mistreating the black woman. Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us we don't hate anyone. I remember when white folks, when I was a little boy, would come to our home, knock on the door, and they was hungry. And my grandmother didn't deny them at all. They fed them. They didn't let them come in, but they gave them something to eat, and they went on about their way. We can't become like white people. You understand? They smile in your face and talk about you behind your back. I remember when the elder women in our community, where the young women could always go to the elderly women in the community for refuge or comfort or protection or someone to talk to or advise them. And if they needed a place to lay their head, they could stay there 2 or 3 days. My mom would call and let their mothers know, your baby over here, I got her. Don't worry. Where is that today, though? You understand? Where is that today? Nobody reaching for no one. You understand what I'm saying? But young men were taken up under the wings of the elders in the community and talked to and advised when they were doing wrong. Taught them how to work, how to use their hands, how to think. The whole 9 yards. Where's that today? All we doing is talking about our youth wilding out. In a lot of cases, they are. A lot of cases, they're very savage and very dangerous. Why? Why? There's no presence of a father. Mother can't do it by herself. She can only deal on a certain level. There's no presence of the fatherhood. There's no presence of a brotherhood that's sitting in our community that's relevant and present. They know how to reach and give advice and put things in place. And we're going to continue to lose. We're going to continue to break our restrictive laws of being devilish through our desires. All we're doing is chasing sex. And that's on both ends. Men chasing sex, tricking. Women chasing sex, tricking. Understand? And the babies are suffering. I see a lot of mothers that are suffering. I see a lot of mothers that should be in the home, but it's not. I see a lot of mothers that should be in the home, and who got the children? They mothers holding it down. I see some mother holding it down, some grandmother holding it down, and they in hotels and shit. But the mother is somewhere else. God knows what they're doing. They lost. You understand? I see some mother got a little bit of Islam. They try to hold on to it, but they lost to the world. And I say, damn, what a father is. Don't he care enough to at least go check on the children, see if they're doing all right? And a lot of times you find sometimes the father do have their children. Understand? Sometimes the father's in prison or dead. I know a brother named Kenyatta. He talks well about his father, how his father advised him and everything. You understand? He said, man, I really miss my father. Well, the father passed away. You understand? Now he's really functioning. Sometimes functioning, sometimes he ain't functioning, alcoholic. You understand what I'm saying? That's why fathers are so important. So don't think you ain't nothing, black man. You are something. You the key to it all right now. You understand? So that's why, I say we should learn to support one another, should learn to reach for one another, should learn to pull one another up, create opportunities. When you get that opportunity, create another opportunity. It goes on and on and on. Me getting me a shot of this gold water, getting ready to close it out tonight. And I hope I can give you something that can help you tonight. Because the black man, you been told you ain't nothing. We ain't had much in America. They elevated a woman above us, understand, made worse, hated her up under their doctrine. She says she don't need no man, but she's a damn lie. She need a man to be a woman, to be honest about it. So I say the black man God. I say we're gonna come to the top and be the greatest that they ever had in the human family. Time never was when man was not. You're gonna have a time when they speak your praise, black man in America. You understand? Because God's gonna show the whole planet. This man that we put in the mud, look at him now. He's shining like the crown that you see us wearing. The sun, moon, the stars is in the universe. He's gonna come back to the top. He's gonna take charge of the black nation, of the black planet. Some of y'all say ain't no such thing as a black being. Well, that begs the difference. Well, then why? Well, there ain't no such thing as a white man, is it? That's what them crackers be trying to say. Well, ain't no such thing as a white man, huh? Huh? All of a sudden, y'all get knowledge. They ain't got a lick of damn knowledge. I don't know what the hell you talking about. So as I come before you, I'm going to give you divine greeting words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum. So I say, Muhammad. I say Muhammad's got the devil on the run. That's right. Run, devil, run. Up, 2, 3, 4. The devil got to go. Allahu Akbar. I chopped off another head tonight, dropped it dead in that damn bucket. Just piling up now. Black man, you got. Black man, be the father and the God over your family and over your nation. It's our time now. Call on the four winds. Pray for the destruction of the evil sin beast. Call on the rain. Call on the snow. Call on the storms, the tornadoes, and the hurricanes. Call on the earthquakes. Call on the water. You understand what I'm saying? Call on the floods, black man. Call on the killer bees, black man. Come on, call on the killer locusts. Call on the devil killing himself on the highways, byways, and skyways. I spoke earlier today, they got mass shootings all over. Well, I'd be saying to myself, they listening to my prayer. Allahu Akbar. Under the pressure. Assalamu alaikum.